12 people injured in a catastrophic building explosion in Gaithersburg. 2 of them in critical condition. Among the injured, 4 children. That fire captured in these social media posts, as you can see there. Montgomery County Fire and Rescue says that fire was being fed by gas in the basement of the condominium complex. This is a live look from Sky 9. Portions of several buildings have collapsed and 24 units have been damaged or destroyed. Good to see you this afternoon. I'm Larry Miller. Montgomery County Fire says the explosion happened at around 8:40 this morning at a condominium complex in the 800 block of Quince Orchard Boulevard in Gaithersburg. This is video of the explosion captured on a home security camera. You can hear the intensity of that blast. We have team coverage, reporters getting us up to speed on this situation. Let's begin with Bruce LaShan with what we know so far. Bruce?
Hey, Larry, let me start with what we don't know. One of the big unknowns is how many people are unaccounted for. They actually have detectives now trying to figure out how many people lived in the building and where they might be. Some of them may still be in the building. Some of them may have come out. But as for those that might be still in the building, it is still so structurally unsound and unsafe that firefighters cannot go in there and take a look and see if there are any people still trapped or, God forbid, killed in this massive explosion at about 8:40. You can see the smoke is still coming off the building. The fire chief said that there is a gas-fed fire in the basement that may still be burning. Washington Gas trying to cut off the gas to this apartment complex and figure out what's going on with that. But then they've got to really make sure that it is structurally sound before they get in there. Now, they say there were a total of 12 people that they do know who were hurt. 10 of those people were transported to the hospital. 2 people refused treatment, and they actually had 8 people who were transported to the hospital. 4 of them were children, 4 of them were adults. 2 of those people were critically hurt, but those were not the children. The children apparently suffering from mild or moderate injuries. You can imagine just how terrifying this is. Some people saying that they smelled gas before this, some people saying that there had been no smell of gas. The fire investigators now going over that and looking at the record, the potential record of calls to this apartment complex here in Gaithersburg.
The information about gas smell this morning had been reported to our investigators. Our 911 center has checked, and this morning there was no calls prior to the explosion for a gas leak or a gas smell to Montgomery County 911. Prior to this morning, that information is still being gleaned and sorted through. We don't have information about the last week. Okay.
The Red Cross is on the scene. Obviously, a lot of people now unable to return to their homes. You can see there are at least 4 units that are heavily damaged here. Apparently, the firewalls did hold and kept the fire from spreading to even more of those units. The Red Cross is going to be helping folks. Also, an evacuation plan is going on for the elementary school, which is right next door. Larry, back to you.
All right, and fingers crossed that investigators are able to find those that they say at this point that are unaccounted for. Bruce, thank you so much. Let's go to Megan Rivers right now. She's been talking with residents of that complex. Megan, what are residents telling you?
You know, this morning, neighbors are just really in shock. No one expected this to happen this morning. I've been speaking with people who heard the whole thing, some people who were across the street at some of the offices that are nearby, just really shocked at the start of this day. You can still see behind me off in the distance, you can still see that fire is being worked on. There's smoke back there. It's kind of hard to really put it into words what we're seeing out here, what we're experiencing, what these neighbors are experiencing. Like I said earlier on our drive-in this morning, when you get about a mile away from here, you can just smell that smoke. You can smell things that are just burning in the area. Neighbors tell me when they were outside this morning, some getting ready to take their children to school, is when they saw this explosion happen. I had a chance to speak with a woman who her husband helped to rescue someone from the second floor of one of these burning buildings. Take a listen to what she had to say.
I see this guy hanging from the wall from the second floor, and this guy came with a ladder, and they help him, to come down to the floor, and they left him there. And I said, you have to go, further because the fire is coming at you. And my husband just grabbed him by the arms, and he pulled him out of the danger. And the minute that he did that, the whole thing crumbled down after that. So it was just in time. And he said that he was, screaming in pain because his arm was broken. And he said that he lived on the third floor. And the next thing he knew, he was hanging from the wall on the second floor.
And I think those would be the stories that we will continue to hear throughout the course of today and the next several days, as fire investigators say that this investigation will take several days to wrap up, to figure out exactly what caused everything, the safety of the structures, how many people are still unaccounted for, finding out where those people are. So this is going to be a days-long process, but right now we're hearing those stories of neighbors helping neighbors, of neighbors saving neighbors. So many people are also so very thankful to all the first responders from several different agencies who are out here assisting with this investigation. So that's the latest from here in Gaithersburg. I'm Megan Rivers. Larry, I'll send things back to you in the studio.
No doubt remarkable stories. We even heard of maintenance crew workers that were also helping people that were trapped inside. No doubt stories of heroism will continue to come forward. Megan, thank you so much. This is the second major apartment building explosion in Montgomery County this year alone, and the third since 2016. In 2016, the Flower Branch apartment explosion in Silver Spring killed 7 people, including 2 young children, and left dozens more displaced and injured. A National Transportation Safety Board concluded faulty gas equipment probably caused that tragedy. Then in March of this year, a blast at the Friendly Garden Apartments. It's also located in Silver Spring. That incident sent 14 people to the hospital with injuries. Montgomery County Fire and Rescue said that investigators found a cut gas line in the basement of the apartment building, which was possibly cut by a maintenance worker performing plumbing work.